I thank the member. The question is that the motion be agreed to, and I call the member for Bennelong.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I'd like to start by thanking the member for Lyne for yet another opportunity to have a conversation about nuclear energy. I'd like to remind the member that he and his party had the last 9 years of government to implement some sort of effective energy policy. They had 22 chances with their stop-start energy policies to implement some sort of effective change. And what we see now is that Australians are feeling the crunch of the havoc in energy markets that they caused. But we come here today and we see that the opposition's solution is to look at an energy source that is the most expensive and the slowest to implement. I mean, I just don't understand why we're still here having yet another conversation about nuclear power. Maybe they think that if they can talk about nuclear energy for long enough, maybe they can distract the Australian people from their failed energy policies. That they can distract them from the fact that they dump their emissions intensity scheme, or that they dumped their clean energy target, or that they dumped 3 versions of the National Energy Guarantee, or that they dumped a Prime Minister over their energy policy failures. But there's one thing we know that the Liberals and Nationals in this place cannot dump, and that is their unhealthy obsession with nuclear power. And so I did a little bit of research, Deputy Speaker. We had the former member just there mention that we should start a conversation about nuclear power. Well, I thought I'd see how long have the Liberals and Nationals been talking about nuclear power. How long have we had to hear about their little radioactive carrot that they dangle in front of their radioactive base every now and then? And believe it or not, they've been having this conversation for 68 years. Hansard shows that Senator Spooner in 1955 took to the dispatch box to praise nuclear energy. 55 years they've been having this conversation, and we're here again today. The Liberals and Nationals talk about nuclear, about putting nuclear reactors right across Australia. But we all know the real facts, and we'll say them again, just as they were told back in 1955, nuclear energy for Australia does just not stack up. It's too expensive, it takes too long to build, and we have no plan to get rid of the radioactive waste. I mean, you should have seen the list of reasons, Deputy Speaker, as I typed up as to why nuclear energy isn't the solution. But, I've only got 5 minutes, so I've put it down into a little speech so that next time this comes up, those opposite may want to listen to this speech again, because the reasons will be the same. Nuclear energy doesn't pass any reasonable economic test, and it certainly doesn't pass the pub test. It can't be introduced or maintained without a huge cost to taxpayers, and it is the most expensive form of energy today. More expensive than coal and gas, and of course more expensive than renewable energy. Even the industry itself, the World Nuclear Industry Status Report of 2020 said that nuclear, despite over half a century of industrial experience, continue to see costs rising, and CSIRO and AEMO continue to produce report after report that has found nuclear would be far and away the most expensive form of energy for Australia. And they're talking about these small modular reactors, this silver bullet for nuclear energy. And AEMO and CSIRO found that these reactors would cost $16,773 a kilowatt in capital costs. That's $5 billion per reactor, and that Australia would need 80 reactors. That's $400 billion for yet another Liberal energy folly. Compare that to what this government are doing. Contrast that to what the world is doing, investing in renewable energy. Renewable energy is a proven technology with low cost, with global momentum, investment desire, and importantly, near immediate dispatchable power. Renewable energy is creating jobs in the cities, it's creating jobs in the regions, it's the cheapest form of energy available today, and it's only getting cheaper. And renewables can be built quickly, meaning we can transition from fossil fuels to emissions-free power generations quickly to help save our planet. Now, I'd hope that this motion will be the last time a member of the Liberals and Nationals brings up nuclear, but I know it won't be. They've been talking about it since 1955. They're talking about it in 2023. It's just a continuation of denial, delay and dysfunction, and Australia's moved on. It's time to stop talking about nuclear.
I thank the member. The question